Okay, let's talk about Nash Roed. If you're into hockey prospects, this kid's story is fascinating. Imagine being this close to being eligible for the NHL Draft, but missing the cutoff by 10 days. That's Nash's situation. He turns 17 on September 25th, but the draft cutoff is September 15th. So instead of scrambling to prove himself in 2027, he gets an extra year to develop. And here's the kicker. Scouts already think he'd have been a first-round pick this year. So is this a blessing in disguise? I think it absolutely is. Let me explain why. First, let's unpack the age cutoff thing. In hockey, the draft eligibility window is brutal. If you're born even a week after the deadline, you lose a year of exposure. But in Nash's case, missing the cutoff might mean he's not just another 17-year-old prospect, he's a polished, physically matured player by 2028. Think about it, another year to add muscle, refine skills, and dominate at the junior level. It's like letting a fine wine age a little longer before uncorking it. And scouts notice that. TSN's Craig Button called him an outstanding player, high praise for someone who's technically still a high school kid. Now, let's talk about his performance at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Scoring a hat trick in a semifinal. That's not just luck. It's a statement. But what stood out to me wasn't just the goals, it was his chemistry with line-mate Gavin Burker. They combined for 7 points in that Slovakia game. That's the kind of synergy teams dream about. But here's the thing, chemistry isn't random. The US coach, Reed Cashman, kept them together all tournament, which tells me he saw something special. These two aren't just talented individually, they elevate each other. And in a team sport like hockey, that's gold. Let's zoom out for a second. Why does this matter? Well, the NHL is shifting. The league isn't just about scoring stars anymore, it's about two-way players who can grind in the corners and create offense. And Nash? He's already talking about wanting to be relied upon in all situations. That's not just coach speak. It's a mindset. His dad, Peter Roed, was a drafted player himself, though he never made the NHL. But that hockey IQ, it's clearly been passed down. Nash's brother Leighton's in the AHL, and another brother, Nolan, got drafted by the Avalanche. So this isn't just talent, it's a family blueprint for success. But here's the part that fascinates me, the mental edge. When Nash says, "I'm not afraid to get in the dirty areas," that's not just bravado. It's a competitive DNA. His coach called him really, really competitive, which, in my experience, is code for this kid hates losing more than he loves winning. That's the kind of player who survives the grind of pro hockey. And let's not forget, he's coming from a high school background. Most kids his age are playing local games, but he's holding his own against international competition. That's not normal. So what's the bigger picture here? For one, the NHL Draft is getting smarter about valuing development time. Teams are starting to realize that rushing prospects can backfire. Take Cole Caulfield, for example, another late birthday, who exploded a year later. Maybe Roed's the same kind of sleeper pick. And then there's the US national program's role. They are not just building teams, they are building legacies. Keeping players like Nash and Burker together long term. That's about creating a culture, not just a roster. One thing I keep coming back to, Nash's quote about his dad coaching him until age 15. He was always on the bench in my ear. That's the kind of pressure that can make or break a player. But in his case, it seems to have forged this relentless work ethic. And honestly, that's the X factor in all this. Talent gets you noticed. But work ethic, that's what turns prospects into NHL mainstays. So where does this leave us? Nash Roed isn't just another name on a draft board. He's a case study in how timing, family legacy, and sheer competitiveness collide to create a player. The 2028 draft might look like a long way off, but trust me, this kid's going to be on everyone's radar long before then. And if you're a team looking for a forward who can do it all, you might want to circle your calendars for that September date. Just don't forget, the best things come to those who wait, or in Nash's case, those who had to wait.